we should be fine. And it shouldn't take very long. It's pretty simple. But I'm going to go through a few things in regards to Zywave first, and then we'll get to Brokerage Builder. And I just want to thank also the team, Joya and Olina, for helping put together everything that we needed to build our information in BKB. So it's very helpful. You guys will, I'm sure you'll find it helpful. If you guys have not been in Zywave, I know most of you have and have logins. If you don't have a login or haven't attempted to log in, please do so. So we know that it works. If you didn't get the email or check your spam folder first, and if you don't have it in your inbox, you don't have a login to sign on. Good morning, Noemi. Let me know, and I will make sure to add you. I think I added everybody maybe twice already. I think Priscilla added her twice. So again, if you don't have it or haven't been, I invite you to do that first. And if you have any trouble, let me know. And we'll get it all sorted out. So we're going to go ahead and does anybody have any questions before I get started? Okay, we'll go ahead and get started then. Oh, pretty far. So a quick agenda here. We'll go over Zywave 101 for those of you that are new to Zywave. We'll go over Brokerage Builder, which is going to be the system of record where all the information for our clients and benefits are going to be housed. And then we'll go over a really nifty tool that Zywave has in order to save time when trying to access accounts. Some of you, like I said, are familiar with Zywave, have gone in there to do searches in regards to compliance, in regards to questions that any of our clients may have. I do recommend that anything that you pull up on Zywave, you first check with your manager, in this case, Johanna, before you send it out to the employees or employers, because some of the information is difficult to understand, and we need to perhaps provide only information that is pertinent to them, because sometimes it raises more questions than answers. Some of the documents that you'll see there, compliance information, you name it, it's in there. There's templates in there as well. If you want to send your, if you get a request for a template, again, you can search for it in that search tool there at the very top. Once you enter into Zywave, and it'll bring up a whole slew of documents. You can narrow it down by your audience, you can narrow it down by location, you can narrow it down by state. So very, very well written information, and it is vetted and written by ERISA attorneys, so it's all compliant information. Again, just a word of caution, make sure that you check with Johanna before sending any information out to our clients, as we are their HR, so this information needs to come and be vetted through us first. Brokerage Builder. So there's two ways to access Brokerage Builder. So once you're in Zywave, you log in, you see the little green bar at the top. You can pull down the little multi squares there that are indicated by the green arrow, and you'll see the drop down. Brokerage Builder will be one of them. That's where you want to make your selection. So you click on that, and that'll take you to the Brokerage Builder homepage. Once you're in the homepage for Brokerage Builder, you can start to search for your clients. So you type in, I have an example here on the screen, Divine Wholesale Provision. So type that in. What you're going to see on the screen is a few things. You're going to see the account information, number of employees. There's additional information you can research. You're going to see who the team information, the salesperson is in here. On primary contacts, there's another screen for that, or another tab, I should say. So we'll get to that in a second. And then you'll see additional information on the client. So the client ID is very important. If it's PO, ASO, EB benefit, client only, their tax ID, if we have that information, do they have the workers' comp, it's either going to be yes or no, pay frequency, company owner, payroll specialist, HR generalist, sales representative, and HR administrator. You'll also see at the very bottom a section called notes. So this is a really good place to say, don't contact Ed for benefits, contact Aaron for benefits. So if you want to leave a note for the next person going in, you can do so. Also on this page, when you get there, you'll see, some of you will see an edit opportunity. Not everybody is going to have the edit opportunity. If you're in here and you know, Carla, let's say you're in here searching for something and you see that information is incorrect, you may not have the edit field. Only certain people have that designation to go in and edit information. But you do,
Leticia,
yes.
can I ask you a quick question? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
So I opened it on my browser.
Yeah.
And it says that I don't have Broker Builder. Did you say that we are going to get access to that, or we
No,
should have access to that?
you should have access to that. So
Because mine's saying that it looks like you aren't on Broker Builder, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to Brokerage Builder. I'm going to bring that over now so we can walk through it together.
Okay.
So does it look like you signed into Zywave?
Yes.
Okay, so at the very top of Zywave, I'll log into Zywave so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I clicked on the drop down, and it had the option, but when I click on it, it gives me an error message that I am mute. You can see what it looks like. And I didn't mean to interrupt your training. I
No,
apologize.
that's
We
fine.
can do this afterwards.
Okay. And it could be because, well, I'll look at it and see what the error message is.
Okay, I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay. So to Noemi's point, this is the Zywave homepage that you see on the screen. I logged in, it automatically logs me in. So this is the homepage. So what she's going through is this top section. You click on Brokerage Builder and it takes you to this screen. So this is the Brokerage Builder home screen right here. So this is where you're going to go to your accounts, all accounts, and you can type in Divine. And it's going to bring up Divine Wholesale Provisions. Now you want to look at just that client information. You click on it, and again, you'll be able to see the information that I illustrated earlier on the PowerPoint. So active client, more information, business line, founded in 2008, their address, their phone number, all of this is going to be listed on there. And then as you can see on the top right corner, the edit field is there. Some of you will have that edit field, some of you will not. So if you're one person that does not have the edit field, but you know that you need to update or make changes, you definitely need to let Joya or myself or Alina, Johanna, those are the ones that are going to have the edit opportunity on their brokerage builder. So we'll click on the edit field. If we want to update something, we can do that. Primary context, we'll get to that in a second. So team information, and then again, additional information for the client. And here I wrote a note. It says contact Aaron Sims for benefits renewal, and I put in his email address. So that's a note for anybody, particularly for me and Joya and Sky, that we need to go to Aaron versus Ed in regards to their benefits or the renewal. So he's the decision maker on the renewal. Everything gets vetted through him in regards to the renewal. I know everybody has their own contact when it comes to payroll, when it comes to HR, things of that nature. But for our purpose, Aaron is who we will contact. Really quick on this section, additional information. For those of you with the edit field, you can go in and edit. And if you want to inactivate the client, if we get the email saying this client is, terminating their contract with us or updated an address, Joya is reviewing those emails, and then she'll go into Brokerage Builder and inactivate the client. They won't be gone, but they won't be an active client. And additionally, when we get the emails in regards to address updates, she'll come in here and also update the address. So when you log in, anybody logs in, it'll be the most up-to-date information. If their employee count changed, that'll be available as well. So all that information can be updated. Their tax ID, if they change from PO to ASO, we drop down and change that. Their pay frequency, if it changes, if we don't renew their workers' comp, if the company owner is different, if their payroll specialist is different, if the team changes here, this is where we come in and update. In the notes section, after open enrollment, I can go in and remove this and type in something else. Or if you have the edit capability, you can go in and type notes. whatever you think is going to be pertinent for the team or anybody else reviewing this. So if you're the HR team on here and you're out of the office and somebody else picks up the phone, they can come in here and take a quick look and review notes if there are notes in there.
Leticia, I have a quick question about that. You say that is how we can update information. Do we have a, like who is responsible for updating that information?
So Joya is taking on the responsibility of updating the address and active and inactive clients. In regards to the HR team changing, unless we know, we don't know to update that. So if you want to designate a person, Johanna, and say, Nancy is not on this team anymore, then we need to get that information somehow from someone in
Yeah,
order to update.
I think the managers will have access, Johanna, to edit. That way
Yeah.
you can change your
Right.
team or
My concern is that with BPM, there's a lot of information that payroll has that that the rest of us don't. So I just want to make sure that there's a process in place for them either to share that information with Joya or that they have the ability to go in and change it. Like sometimes, just that's been an issue in the past of things not getting updated.
Okay.
Yeah, well, payroll actually keeps all their notes in Darwin, as you know. There's a client page, and if you go in there, there's a note section, and they have tons of notes about specific to payroll for the client. So I really don't anticipate them needing to put those notes in here unless it involves other departments. Then, of course, those need to be added here. You may want to talk to your generalist to see if on that note section that Leticia was referencing, if maybe that's where you and the generalist document any specifics about audits that you don't want Doug to do or Stephanie to touch, certain notes that you want other departments to see. That's where I could see this notes being important. It's when you want to tell others, hey, watch out for this client, or this client has this particular thing that we need to be doing.
That's adorable that you think that Doug and Stephanie will look at this before they audit. That's
Hey,
if we do our part, then the rest we can't really control, right?
There is a section in here where you can also save emails and notifications. So we'll get to that screen here shortly. The notes page, I think, is very important to everyone's point. Like I noted on here that we need to contact Erin for benefits. If I didn't know when I was coming in new, I would say I have to email Ed Sims about everything because he's the company owner. But I think it's good to make a differential, if you will, between who gets contacted for what.
And even for, I'm sorry, and even for the generalists, when they're covering for each other, this might be a good section for Jasmine to, make notes about Alco and how specific they are about certain things, so that, if Jamel or somebody else is covering for her, they can go and check notes and say, okay, there's nothing special about this client. I can service them normal, or, oh, I need to watch out for this person because they get upset if you don't answer their email within an hour. So, notes like that might be good as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So it is open, and I'll make sure that everybody has access to updating.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
With that being said, can you show us an example of an account that has more than one note, how it looks? I'm just curious to see.
So some of these clients do not have any notes. I added this note for Divine because as I was going through the clients during our, going through and kind of doing spot checks, I saw that Erin's information was not on here, and that's who I deal with. So I added it. So you can add multiple notes. You can put the date on there. My understanding from my partner at Zywave, and that it's like, I don't know, 100,000 characters. So you can put a lot of information in there. You can delete it. Yeah.
I think what Jasmine maybe wants to see is, because right now you're in the edit section of this, so the note doesn't show the whole thing. Like, add another note right after you wrote, contact Erin Sims.
So are you talking about the screen itself on that home page?
Right. So add another note that says testing. This is the second note on right after your note, and then show us what it would look like on the front screen. That I think that's what Jasmine's referring to when you have more than one note. You know, what does it show, and how easy is it to review? Jasmine, is that right? Or was that Jasmine?
That was her.
No, yeah,
Okay.
it was me. But yeah, you know Jasmine language.
I can translate, Jasmine.
All right, so I added some notes in there, saving them. And then I'm going down here. So there are the notes.
Right.
So contact Aaron Smith for benefits renewal. Aaron Smith, his email benefits are with Aetna, dental benefits are with Delta Dental, life insurance is with Unum.
Wow, very easy. Nice.
Okay, that looks cool.
So eventually what you'll see where it says plans, we'll add their medical, their dental, their life insurance policies. We'll add that information here where it says plans. Opportunities, this is going to be for any prospects that we put in here. And we like to put in the prospects as well because it makes it easier when we're generating communication pieces, that it feeds it right into the proposals, the communication pieces, whatever we're putting together for that prospect, we can do it from here as well. And manage quotes. If they ask us to go to the market, we can manage the quotes here. If I go and they want a different life insurance policy or they want a different medical policy, I can do it all from this screen and it'll be on here as well. I can say, you know, they moved from Aetna to United Healthcare, and then that'll fall into their plans. Within the plans, you'll be able to see rate history, contribution, a lot of information that you'll find very beneficial.
Waiting period?
Yes, we can add that as well. So anything that we want to add in that space, we can add.
Lovely.
And then the next piece is going to be the contact. So again, this field here, like we can edit all of the contacts here. Aaron, I added Aaron. You can edit, you can send him an email directly from here if you wanted to edit, remove him. You can add a contact if you wanted to add a contact. There's no limit in regards to how many contacts you can have. You can have even external partners, like if you know they work with an insurance, they have their own workers' comp policy, you can have their workers' comp policy contact in here, so we can send them an email. If you know they're doing outside services, you can put their contacts here and you know who it is, things of that nature. So go ahead.
I just want to mention another situation where this is going to be great. Johanna, yesterday we had a call with BCG, Benefit Commerce Group for Sonoran. And so we can add those contacts in here so that the team knows that that's their broker and that's who we need to contact for any escalated issues.
Exactly. And they can, you know, that's a great space, a great, you know, the notes is a great place for that, and see contact information for broker. And then whomever is in here can come in here and say, oh, it's this person, and send them an email, call them, whatever information you need is going to be available here. RFPs is something for in court, you know, when we're sending out requests for proposals to the market, that'll be here. The proposals will be here. Any activities you can add here. Now, the activity page is very, very helpful because I can assign an activity to a person like Joya. I can say add activity. And what type of activity am I going to send? So it'll be any of these items that are showing up on the screen. So I can send her, you know, service call meeting and say we're going to call them in regards to their benefits, billing issue, claim issue, ID issue, eligibility issue, and I can assign it to a person and click next and say, I would like Joya to call them or email them, and just put in here what it's in reference to. You know, you can say like Ed's Medicare or something. You can write notes as to what you want done. It's open. If it's related to a carrier, you can add that on there. If it's related to a contact, you could put that on there. who, and then send the notification to. So an email will go out to Joya, and it says save an email. So save, and then Joya will get a notification in her inbox saying that she has an activity in Zywave. So, and then when she logs in to Zywave,
I just got the email.
yeah, so Joy just got the email, and I probably got one as well saying that I got.
So you guys got it on your regular Outlook email?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, so I can set due dates for the activities if it's reoccurring. Like if we have to place a service call to a client once a month, we can add it via here, and it goes out to the pertinent parties. So they have it in their Outlook, and they can save it and create a calendar for it, whatever they need to do. And if it's something like it says
But you can
ongoing.
only add an activity.
What was that?
Sorry, I had a question. But you can only add an activity if you're in that account, right?
Correct. So it's per client. So if the client needs certain information or an activity or a follow-up or anything that I previously mentioned applies to them, you can add those activities on here. So if when Joy logs into her brokerage builder, it'll tell her you have an activity. And then she can see what it is, whatever, so this is a good tool for managers to have to set activities regarding clients, or, if you want the HR team to set out activities for the generalist, vice versa, or something that needs to be done, it's a really good way to do it and communicate with the team. And then that stays in here. Also, when it was done, what the outcome was, place the call, existing notes, place the call to Ed, we resolved this. He's now enrolled in Medicare. I gave him Jesse's information, just stuff like that. So we can just keep the communication line open with everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
Okay, and see at the very top of my screen, I have in orange, I have an open activity. So I would click on that and it'll take me to the activity. So when you log in, you may have 1, you may have 0, you may have 5. It depends on what activities are being placed in here. The Files tab is where you can drag over documents. So if you have an email, a PDF, I dragged over a test document, so that's in the file here. And I can download it, delete it, look at it, whatever I need to do to that document, or it can stay housed in there for as long as no one deletes it. It'll just stay in there. So
I'm curious,
go ahead.
Leticia, if we can drag an email in here, or do we have to save the email and then upload it in here?
Let's test it really quick, because I should have. Yep. So I'm going to drag over. Let me see what I can drag over. I should have gotten the activity email, the same activity email that Joya received.
Or I can send you a test one if you want to have it in your inbox.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm looking for something that I can drag over.
Yeah, let me send it to you.
Okay.
Let's see if that works.
Leticia, I think that in order to get the notification yourself, you have to include your name in that drop down where you chose.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. So I got a test email from Noemi. I'm dragging it over. And there it is.
Yay! That is pretty cool.
So now I have that email in there that I can download, look at it, replace it, whatever I need to do to it. I can archive it if I want to as well. So it's definitely going to be beneficial, I think, for a lot of us. And you can sort these by last uploaded date, time, etc. So really good tool. I would say go in there and take a look. If you don't have access to it, let me know. I'll look at Noemi's IM and see what happened there. Everyone should have access to it. If you don't, again, let me know. They did up our licensing for this as well. So I think it's 6 or 8 people at a time that can be logged in. But I will double check. But if there's anything that happens where you're like, oh, I can't log in because there's too many users, let me know and I will have a conversation with their Zywave team so they can make it unlimited. I think they did it 8. I'm not 100% sure. I have to go look back at our email. So as you can see, the files you can drag and drop. There's nothing in regards to tools right now, and census would be if we uploaded a census, or you can manually enter it, or you can upload it on here. So all their active employees can be housed in here. Does anybody have any questions?
No, I just want to, mention that with the files tab, that's going to be an important tab for you to save anything that you want to reference later, or that it's an important note, like somebody's changing a waiting period, or if somebody's telling you, something that you maybe have advice against and the client still says, nope, I still want to do what I want to do type of thing. You would want to document and put the files in here, and that'll help, when others are covering for you, when you're not in the office, then it'll help to view the documents and just have important information. We don't necessarily have to use this like we were with BPM, where every single email needed to be uploaded or added here, but just the important things that that you might have to reference in the future. So just keep that in mind as you interact with clients. If you're like, okay, you have to decide, okay, is this email standard assistance to this client, or is this email something out of the ordinary that I should be documenting and keeping a copy of in here for others to reference?
That sounds perfect, Noemi. Thank you. Leticia, did you say what only 8 of us can be in this at the same time, so we can't all just keep it open on our desktops?
So here's you a perfect segue to my next item. So when you log into Zywave, I will ask everybody to do this first before Brokerage Builder. Log into Zywave here on this tab where all the little squares are. At the very bottom, you see Zywave sidebar. So I would recommend that everybody download the sidebar. And the sidebar looks like this. So you can keep this open on your desktop all the time. You won't necessarily be logged in to Brokerage Builder, which is the BKB here in purple, but you'll have it in the event that you need to access it. This also is a search field for the Zywave tools. If you want to look up anything new that you heard on the news or anything that your client asks you and you want to do the legwork before you send it to Johanna and approve something be sent to a client, you can do that on here and pull up all your resources, and it'll take you to this page here. So it's like searching in here. So like the open enrollment checklist for me, it changes every year. So I would type in here open enrollment checklist. So that to me tells me, oh, you're gonna have a lot of information popping up. Which one do you want to see? And then it's up to me to go in. So here's a 2021 open enrollment checklist. So this is going to give me information to update the benefit guides, any changes to the Affordable Care Act, anything that goes into place. I can download it, save it in my folder. All of these links that you see in blue are active links, and it's multi-paged. And when you download any of these documents that are vetted through ERISA attorneys and written by ERISA attorneys, it will have the CBR logo, and you can download it in PDF or Word. A Word, just a word of caution, if you download it in Word and you start changing some of the language, that documents sometimes become void, because now you've changed the content, and when you start sending it to any of our clients, they're not getting the correct information. So I would send over a PDF whenever possible versus a Word document as well. So here's the document. I've downloaded it, and it has our CBR logo on it as well, and it has our contact information on it. well, maybe not this one. Some of them do. But this is all information, compliance information. Like I said, all these blue items, they're all hyperlinks that go directly to either the IRS website, the Department of Insurance, Department of Labor, depending on where the mandate is coming from and who has issued it, who has issued the final rules. So ADA compliance, any clients with wellness. We know one of our clients has wellness, the individual health reimbursement accounts. So any information that's up to date, the HSA information is all here. So this is for 2021. So really good resources to have on hand as well. If you want to print like this piece and have it at your desk or on your desktop, it's a good tool to have as well. So I will X out of that and bring the toolbar back. So this is the toolbar, again, that you can have open at your desk. Not every time. Go ahead.
And I wanted to say that I just downloaded it, and it does let you do that. And it even asks you if you want to pin to start, meaning that
Save it at the
open
bottom.
automatically. Yep. So so make sure you say yes on that and click on it. That way it's easy access.
Very easy access. And then you go to BKB and it opens it right up for you. So as you can see, this is the home page for Brokerage Builder. Here is my activity for the day. So it's claim issue. I sent the activity. Do I want to close it because I know it's complete now? I can close it right here, and then I don't have to log in to Divine to close it. I can close it from this screen. You'll see like A&M nut bolt here on this home page. If you click on them, and why they're standing out is because we added a plan to them. So you'll see the dental plan here, the policy number, the plan year, policy ID, any information that we've added on there is going to be on there. So, whatever we put on there, Joy and I or Sky put on here, that's what you're going to see. The rates, when we add them, that's where you're going to go see, oh, what are the correct rates? What does that look like? So here for me, it says add rates because they're not in there. Benefit items, I can have the coverage type, the basic information, individual, family, deductible, all that's going to be housed in here as well. So you can have it at your disposal at any time in case somebody calls and says, oh, how are fillings covered, or sealants, or, just anything that you want to share with the client that you may get a call in reference to. So you'll be able to see that. For my purposes, it'll be easy because most of our clients have, our Delta dental plans, and they have a few options. So I can just copy and into all the clients. Once we get it uploaded for one, we can copy it onto all that have like the base plan, the DHMO, things of that nature. So that'll be for our benefit as well, for Joya and myself to upload all this. A lot of work, but I think the end result will be positive for everyone. Any questions?
No, this is pretty exciting.
Okay, and you can see at the bottom, Kenny was here when we first launched this in 2019, so we had some test companies in here. We did, just really cool stuff in here that you can do. It's a great toy. I love going in it. I use Zywave every single day for a lot of different reasons. We can generate quotes directly from here, from the market. There's just so many amazing tools that, CBR invested in, because this is an investment, and it does a lot. Any other questions? All right. There's a lot in here, so I invite all of you to go in. If you haven't logged in, to go in, log in, download the sidebar. If you have trouble with the sidebar, which I think you shouldn't, you can contact Corey, and I'm sure he can help. But it's pretty easy, right, Noemi?
Yes, and those little arrows on the very top left, you can even make it smaller.
Yes.
If you want to, so that it doesn't take too much space.
Right.
So yes, it's pretty cool. And if everybody can please log in, play with it, and then report back to your manager during your team meeting, that would be great.
Again, if you need login information, let me know so I can add you, but I think I added everybody on here. If you have issues, let me know and we'll address everything before. I want everybody to have access and be able to use it and be comfortable using it.
Leticia, I just have a quick question for the rest of the team. Are they going to have a different training? Or do you and I need to talk about that?
So this training is recorded.
Okay.
So I'll send the YouTube link over to Johanna and the team so they can have it for reference. And like Nancy, I know Nancy's on PTO, so she can log in, or I can do another training. That doesn't matter. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Okay.
And
if you send me the recorded, I'll forward it to all the managers and
okay.
then ask them if they do want a live training, and we can go from there.
Yes, definitely. And then if anybody else needs access, I didn't add the payroll team. I just added our HR team. But if anybody needs administrative access, let me know. For now, I think I added Noemi, Johanna, Olina, Joya, myself, and Jasmine with admin access. But in the event that you go in there, like Jasmine, if you go in there and you don't see that you have admin access, which means that you have the ability to edit some of the fields, let me know so I can revise that. I can go back and check as well. So, and again, if you see anything that needs to be modified in here, please let us know as well if you don't have that, if you don't have access to the edit fields.
If you can add Becky, Kim, and then Corey, I didn't hear his name as administrators.
I think Corey is an admin. Let
Okay.
me go in and check.
Okay. Yeah, and then just Kim and Becky, so that if they need to update any client or team information.
Yeah, so Corey's on there. Everybody has access. It's just in regards to the admin access.
Right, the edits, yeah.
So you said Becky, Corey,
Becky and Kim.
And Kim. And I'll just check on everybody else. Olina, Jasmine, Noemi.
Oh, actually, Olina as well. Yeah, because she will need to add new clients, or Joya's adding the new clients. I'll talk to Olina to see if she wants admin access.
Yeah, I think I granted her. I think I granted you admin access.
Yeah, I think so, because I could edit.
Yeah.
I was following your training and I could edit stuff.
Yeah,
So.
so if you have the edit field available to you, then you can edit. So I'll go in and double check. So there's teams that are created. Everybody has to be on a team, and you know, we add everybody, and then those individuals have the ability to edit. Like here's Johanna, Joya, Alina, Sky on the creative business. So on here, I need to be able to add the rest of the employees on here that need access. Corey, Becky, Alina, you're on there. Johanna's on there. I need to add Jasmine. I'll leave Sky. I'll add Kim. I'll leave Sky, even though he rarely comes in here. Even though there's some really good sales tools in here for him, but and that leads me to another thing, Noemi, since I have you on the phone in regards to the sales training, the sales tools that are available in prospecting. I know that we have to do a separate training for that, correct?
Yes, we will look at that and I'll let you know who to include on that.
Okay, sounds good. So again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'll be happy to address. I'll be here most of the day. If not, you guys know where to reach me. I'm always online. Or my cell phone. So contact me. If you need one-on-one, I'll be happy to help with that as well.
Any questions, anyone?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
But I see more comments on here. Let me see. Found it. Never mind. Sorry. Okay. So Jamal, he found it. Good. I don't have brokerage. So Jamal says I don't have private brokerage builder access. Good. Jamal, I'll make sure that you get that access, and Noemi needs access. Anybody else try? I know that I got an IM from Marlene.
Leticia?
Yes.
This is Carla. I need access as well.
Carla. Okay. I'll send you another email. I don't know if I sent you.
Thank you.
Maybe I didn't. I'll double check. But anybody that doesn't have access, let me know and I'll send you an email.
Leticia, I had another question.
Go ahead.
So since they're going to be, like, HR is going to have access to edit, am I still going to be responsible for editing everything, or just the addresses in the active and inactive?
So the answer to that, it depends. So let's say Johanna reassigns the clients. Oh, I'm getting some feedback. Let's say Johanna reassigns the teams. Johanna would go in, or she'll ask somebody that has access in her team to go and do that. You wouldn't need to, she wouldn't have to tell you to do that. But when you see like a new client coming, you know, we're gonna add you as part of the implementation team. So you would add the new client. If you see an address change, you know, usually payroll will send out an email to everyone saying, you know, this client has a new address, then you would go in and update it. So so certain things managers are gonna manage within their department and make their own edits. But if it's just kind of an overall type of announcement, then that's when, you know, we would want you to update that.
Okay. And then how frequently do we want the employee count updated? I guess that's a more specific question, but.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk offline about the process and how complicated that is. If you have to do it one at a time, I'm not too concerned about that. We can always check in Darwin if there's a need to know specifically how many employees the client has. You know, maybe we do that once a year if it is a task where you have to go in and edit every single client. So we can talk about it and figure out how often we want to do that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Every October.
Yes, right.
We could do that.
When we're deep in open enrollment. So that's all of the training I have. I just want to let you guys know also there are a lot of other tools that Joy and I have access to that we access from this little box right here. One of them being something called Code 64, which once we get everything uploaded, we know what our benefits package is going to look like. We can upload that information, and that's going to auto-generate the benefit guides. So it's going to be a very seamless process behind the scenes that we will be taking care of. The other thing that I learned in working with Zywave is that a lot of the information in Code 64 and Zywave also communicate and talk to Prism. So we can eventually link the two up, and the rates, the plans can be loaded here and then talk to Prism. I don't know what that's going to look like, or if that's an additional licensing issues on either side, but that's definitely a positive for everyone.
That's something that Johanna and I will definitely look into once we get into the Prism implementation.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because you know, want it to be as easy a process as possible, and that there's not manual entry points. You know, if we can do it in one sweep on our end, and then it feeds, and you know, to me that'll be the easiest thing. The other thing that I was thinking about is saving, other than our internal files, maybe their benefit guide to the client folders in Brokerage Builder, so you have that information as well. Whatever pertinent information you think should be housed there, you know, we're more than happy to add it.
Perfect. No, it looks really good so far. It looks like it's easy to use, easy to access. The information is available. So no, we just need to now get used to opening it, reviewing it, and referencing it, since we haven't been using anything for a while. So I love the tool, you know, this bar, because it reminds me to go in there and check. And I do my best to go and check when I get calls or emails from clients to figure out exactly who I need to forward that request to, so that I'm not bothering the manager. So this is great. I'm really excited to start using it.
Yay, I'm glad. Okay, well, you guys know where I'm at. If you have any questions or concerns, I'll convert this training into a YouTube link and send it out.
Sounds good, Leticia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.